All right, you're good to go.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for having me here in today. So my today's topic is the RAP generator. So my name is Fischer. I'm working for SAP, and there I'm product manager for the SAP Cloud Platform ABAP environment and for SAP Gateway. And yeah, why I'm presenting this here, the RAP generator. If you look at this, this is the ABAP Restful programming model. This is our new programming model, and if you build a service using the new programming model, you usually start to create tables, and on top of this, you will build CDS views, and then to have a behavior. So what should that service do? You create so-called behavior definitions, and in ABAP, you then develop a class that implements this behavior. So that means, should that service do create, update, delete? In addition, you will have a projection layer. So that means based on the same implementation of a service, it can have different projections, maybe on different use cases. Again, you have to create a projection behavior definition. Not a behavior definition, sorry, yes, behavior definition and behavior implementation. Then another object is created, the service definition, and in the end, the service binding. So lots of things have to be created until you get that nice, cool service. So then in an internal demo, I learned about the exceo framework, which is a new framework that is also delivered starting with 2005, the release. That's the current release we have in SAP Cloud Platform ABAP environment. And this allows you to generate repository objects. So I saw the possibility now to generate a complete service. Let's switch now. No, that's wrong. I have Eclipse already open. Maybe I can first show here the end result of such a service. So such an OData service, if you start from a table, that was my idea. So we have a simple table here for inventory. So we have an ID, which is in that case a number, but the key field is a interface view. So the interface view reads from that table. It has then also the same key field, and as you see from those ABAP field names, you can have an alias, which is nice, in that case, camel case. There is a so-called projection view, which is a projection on that interface view, so that you see that here from the coding as projection on. And then you have the behavior definition. So on the interface level, you have the behavior implementation. So this defines whether a field is read-only, whether a field is used for automatic numbering. So this is something we now support with the ABAP RESTful programming model, so that numbers are automatically, so for the key fields are created if they are based on UUID. And the service here should support create, update, delete. And you will find here the mapping. So this is the mapping between the ABAP field names, so this with the underscore, and the field names in the CDS view. Again, you have the behavior definition for the projection, and here you just define which of the behaviors you defined in the interface view will be used actually in the service. Then something, if you, and that's normally a tedious thing to do, there is you have to maintain the UI annotation. So here, which fields are maybe hidden, like mandatory administrative fields, so who has created something, and for others, you usually would like to define the line item and identification annotations. So finally, if we have all that, we are going to publish this as with the service definition and service binding. So this cannot yet be created. So this is what I showed. What can be done. Let's have now a look in the package number 3. So we have a table, but nothing in it so far. So I press refresh. And what did I do now? So what I created here is is one thing. This is the class called the business object generator. So basically, it's quite a number of code that that automatically generates here the whole stack. In addition, there is one class that calls the Biot Generator, and this takes certain values as parameter. So here I define the package that should be used. I choose a namespace here. You see, I basically created this here as a preparation for an upcoming OpenSAP course that we are planning about the RAP, the Restful ABAP programming model, or ABAP Restful programming model. So it's the official name. And the table that is used here, you have to define, and the name of the entity, and you have to specify the semantic key field, and you can here have a you can then generate the whole object several times without. So if you would just develop on your own, you could maybe leave out the suffix. And if I now press F9,
so Andre, before you do that, please, we have one question from Paul Hardy. So does exceo have to be switched on manually, or if you are, or is it because you are on a high enough release of ABAP in the cloud that is
now that's a good question. No, exceo. So I should have added that. It is available. It has to be switched on right now. This is the last release. The next release, it will be automatically switched on. That that's planned for 2008. In 2005, a feature toggle has to be activated in your SAP Cloud Platform ABAP environment installation, and we did this now for all the trial systems. So I'm here right now working on one of the trial systems. Does that answer the question?
Yes, I think so. Thank you.
Okay. So this caller app is now doing this. So what will it do then? It will so it creates a new type, a new object of that type of BO generator. The BO generator then takes all these values, and then I have to execute the method generate managed BO, and I will write some to-dos that are left to do. So if we press F9 now, you see that it's running. That will take maybe quite 1 minute. And we will get here an output. So what is the output? So it tells us we have to create a service definition. So this is not yet supported by the exceo framework to generate, but it will be. It's planned to be supported for 2008. And in that service definition, we have to add this. So we now press here refresh. and we see that all the stack here has been generated. So I will go now to the data definition. So I will create a new service definition with that name. So I just leave that. Choose a transport request, finish, and then I can expose my service. So it already has done this, but maybe it has not suggested a nice name. Generate this as well. So we see now here an entry in business services. So service definition, and we right click here and create a new service binding. No, cancel. Let's take here the same name. So this is the names that I choose here are somehow deducted from naming conventions that are used for SAP S/4HANA, but you would here be able to choose also other names. So finish, and what will then be created is a service, and the service binding has then to be activated, the local endpoint, and we would then be able to have an up and running service.
So while we're waiting for that, Andre, we have a few other questions. So Paul Hardy has another question. How many CDS views get generated if you generate from a header table and related item table at once?
If a header table and item table, you would have 4 CDS views, so 2 interface views and 2 projection views.
Okay.
So and I'm currently working on a version. So this is just the basic version. So I've managed to you see it here already. This was the first idea. So I had discussions with Sören Schlegel, and I changed the implementation. If you look at the implementation right now, it's more or less hard coded for header item, and I changed that to be object oriented, and in principle then it would be possible to generate also parent, child, grandchild, and so on.
Excellent. We also have another question from Gaurav Kakara. So just clarifying whether the stuff that we're looking at now is your own implementation of the wrap generator, or is it something they will get out of the box?
What I show here is my implementation of the BO generator. So if we look here into the BO generator, you see basically you will see, for example, here create. This is the coding that is actually executed. So it calls here those objects, so these classes from the exceo framework. So what I more or less did is writing a wrapper. That was the basic idea, to generate the code for this boilerplate code if you start from a table, so that you do not have to rewrite all this code just for the sake of having a running application. From there on, you then have to develop. So it does not generate any business logic, right?
Yeah, okay. So, but basically, as you mentioned, it's a boilerplate for you to, well, you have a table, and then you can run this wrap generator, which is something that you created, and then it will generate this entire service implementation for you.
Yeah, so similar to what you have right now on-prem with BOP objects, and if you use if you would use annotations like data publish equals to true, and add object model create creatable, something like that. So that was the idea, to have the same for the ABAP RESTful programming model.
Yeah. So there's another question from Mahesh asking whether SAP is going to use the exceo framework, upgrade the ABAP programming model for Fiori to to RAP. So I believe he's talking about the on-premise, whether exceo will get in there as well.
No, exceo. So exceo will get on-premise, but that would then be for the next on-prem version. So that would be for 2009.
Okay,
so
perfect.
There you will find the exceo framework also on-prem.
Excellent. Thank you so much. There's no further questions right now.
Okay. So we switched here into the, let's say, implementation. So the code that you find here is available on GitHub, and also the next version will be available on GitHub, which will be also support more complex scenarios. So as I said, parent, child, grandchild, but we stopped here with the service binding. So I activated this, and if I now press here on preview, I have to authenticate. And as you can see here, it is, there's no data in it, right? So, but already all the columns are shown. So that's something what I decided. By default, all the columns beside the technical ones are published. So you can now press here a product ID, a quantity unit. And if we go back here, is an entry has been created, but as you notice, the semantic key is 0. So what you would have now to do would be that you would have to implement here in the behavior define. One moment. You will find the behavior implementation. And here in the local class, here would be something that you would have to implement. Maybe I can take the code from that implementation. No, I haven't. Okay, I forgot it to copy it here. But anyway, here you could let's say, implement some code that would then maybe just count the entries, or better implementation way would be here to use some number range. But what I just want to show here, so it generates right now for you the complete stack following a certain naming convention. So that you don't have to type all this. That's basically the idea behind this whole generator, so that you can concentrate on implementing the business logic rather than having to type lots of boilerplate coding before being able to do anything. Okay, if you want to read more about this, there is a blog out that describes the RAP generator, and I will from here, for example, you can also navigate to the Git repository, where I have posted the source code, so that you can easily download it into your trial version that you have in of the ABAP environment in SAP Cloud Platform. So further plans are that also this unmanaged scenario should be supported. So as you have noticed right now, I just support the scenario, the managed scenario, so where the framework does all the heavy lifting of create, update, delete, and with a key field which is UUID based.
Perfect. All right. We are running low on time here. So if there's any further questions to Andre, please put them in the chat now, and I'll be able to relay that. While we're waiting to see if there's anything there, I will just draw a winner for our raffle as well. All right, I don't think there's any more questions so far. There's a bit of a delay, so I'll just wait to make sure that everything is caught up. Okay, I'll swap and now show our raffle here. And then I'll do the spin.
So I can stop streaming now?
Yes, just in a bit. So thank you, Paul Hardy. You are the winner of OpenSAP reactivation code. We'll be in touch about that one. And thank you so much, Andre. We all done here. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yep, thank you.